Hi, I'm Callise.
And hi, I'm Hinata.
And we took pictures of
Shermader Writer.
during
our journey through Mass Effect
Andromeda.
I used the photomode feature and screen shared with Callise.
If you don't want spoilers for Mass Effect
Andromeda.
now's the time to back out.
And here is Shermader in the flesh. And she just woke up from cryostasis. But we're asking about her brother because he's still asleep.
His name is Knight Rider.
And here is the captain of a ship and the Pathfinder, who just so happens to be Shermander's father. They're discussing what to do because we've just reached our new homeworld in Andromeda.
We were scouting out potential planets that could become a homeworld for us. We were getting into our ship to fly down to scout out this planet.
Except things don't really go as planned. There's a massive storm going on this crazy planet. It's nothing like we were prepared for. The ship got struck by lightning. Me and Liam were knocked out of the ship, and now we're free falling to the ground below.
We managed to land on the planet.
Thankfully, it didn't take long to be reunited with Liam, and we were all able to look upon the world that was meant to be our new home.
The locals were hostile.
And now we're trying to find the rest of our pathfinding team while we fight through all the people trying to stop us. We're trying to make our way to that tower out in the distance because we think it might be the reason for this storm. We reunited with Shermander's father, Alec, and we made our way inside the tower. We don't know what this is, but Alec's been able to interact with it. Let's hope it helps.
This is the last photo of Shermader and her father. Her helmet had cracked and she was going to die, but he took off his helmet and put it on her quickly so she would be able to live. Shermader became the new Pathfinder after her father had passed away, and it would become her job to find a hospitable planet for them.
All of the golden worlds that were picked for us back in the Milky Way galaxy are not all that they're cracked up to be. Here we are, we've landed on Eos, the first planet we're going to be scouting out, and it's dry and it's really, really hot. What are we going to do? Even though it's super hot, it sure is pretty. Remember that machine that Alec interacted with on the other golden world? We found another one. They're created by these little mechanical beings called Revenant, and they seem to be what's making the weather go crazy in all these different worlds. Well, Shermader was super smart, and she connected all of them.
This is us inside the vault.
Ooh, spooky! Inside the vault, we discovered a gravity well, which took all of us deep, deep, deep into the world of Eos.
And I thought it was a beautiful view.
Deep inside, we found even more Revenant technology. We think this is a door interface, but what does it all mean? I know Shermader will be able to figure it out.
I noticed this cool diamond, and I told Shermader she had to stand in the middle of it so we could take a picture.
Reaching the core of the vault, we found a machine that Shermader believes will reset all of the weather that's going on outside. And so that's what she did.
It would make the planets livable for us. With Shermader as our Pathfinder, this is the first of many outposts she made.
It's called Pendromos.
We found out as a Pathfinder, Shermader has better living quarters than Commander Shepard. She has a beautiful view and a huge room.
It's not right.
I guess it pays to be a Pathfinder better than it does a Commander.
A specter at that point. Okay, and get this. We get on the ship. We get settled in. We get an email saying, hey, go to the galley for some coffee. So we all get together, we go to the galley for some coffee, and you know what's not there? Coffee.
There was no coffee, and I was so mad. Don't email that there's coffee and then have no coffee. So rude.
So rude.
I need my coffee.
Wrong.
Liam sent us an email that we had to stop whatever we were doing and he needed us to speak to him. So we found him on the ship and suddenly he ran away from Shermander and he ran into this wall and we could not get him to talk for a little bit. And finally he told us that he wanted to do a movie night. And we were like, why didn't you just put that in the email?
Shortly after, Shermander got an email asking us to go to a planet called Hival so that we can help the Angaran scientists.
It had a very beautiful view.
It turns out that Hival has a vault. So here we are. We're going to try to make it to its core again, just like we did on Eos, so we can reset the weather.
Hival's pretty. We made it inside the core and we reset the planet, and it was a beautiful view.
Now look at those nice clear skies. Not a storm cloud in sight. Success! So, you remember those hostile people that we ran into on every single world we've been to? Well, they're called the Ket, and they stole someone very important to the Angaran called the Moshai. So we are sneaking into their stronghold to try to figure out what's going on.
We discovered they a cult.
They think that they are the one true species. They're not. It turns out that the Ket have been kidnapping Angaran and then put them through a process called exaltation where they literally turned them into Ket. So every single Ket that we've seen was once an Angaran.
We rescued their Moshai and brought him to our sick bay.
Actually, it's called the Moshai.
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 Here we are on a planet named Aya. Shermander was offered a drink and she did not like it. It was so gross.
Disgusting.
This is Kadora, the outlaw planet.
And now it's time to explore Kadora and try to find its vault. Kadora sure is purty. Da-da-da-da. First monolith located.
Watchtower view. We went to this planet to try to discover what happened to the colonists there. They've been missing. This is the planet Aladdin.
I think you mean Eladin.
Nah, I'm definitely calling it Aladdin.
Well, anyway, it's such a pretty view.
Pretty view. Shermander let Hinata drive the Mako, and this is how she parked. It was the worst parking I have ever seen, and I'm calling you out on it.
It's art.
This is the vault on Aladdin.
Is this local wildlife?
The local wildlife.
Here it is. And now we're on the planet called Vold, and we are helping the local resistance take out the Ket stronghold.
This time, Shermander said, what a beautiful view.
We found a monolith on Vold, and
It's
what
a
a
pretty
pretty
view.
view! Now, Shermander's friend Reyes said that he would keep watch on all the people in Kadora, but by all the floating people around here, I'm not so sure we can trust him. We did it, guys! We did it! We found the local wildlife!
The wildlife?
The wildlife!
So first I have to say that Peebee lives in the escape pod on the ship, and she said we needed to come visit her in the escape pod when she ejected us into a volcano planet. We were so mad at her for that. And then I don't remember.
It took us so long to get back up to the ship, and after we got back, Shermander was very firm. Peebee, you are no longer staying in an escape pod. But then she also invited her to be part of the crew. I don't know how that logic works. But anyway, Peebee's on our crew.
But even though we were really mad at her, we still had to take a picture of the view.
And it's such a pretty view. We had some downtime and decided to climb a mountain with our special crewmate, Vetra. And can I just say, what a pretty view.
What a cool view of the cryo chambers. Shermader was told of a promised planet that would be the perfect place for her people, called Meridian. She thought she had finally located that place, but this was not it.
And now, on this, what we thought was Meridian, we found out what the Revenant actually were. There were these creatures,
Aliens.
you got this, that created the Angaran, which in turn created the cat. And so...
The Angaran didn't create the cat.
No, well, I mean...
Someone wasn't paying attention to the plot.
No, I can do this. Okay, so the Revenant, they're machines, right? Turns out Pathfinder Shermader is able to connect with them. And so she connected with these Revenant, and she used their ships to destroy the cat.
Well, we were able to destroy a cat ship, not all of the cat.
But a lot of them.
The single most important mission, the most important thing we did on this whole journey was have a movie night.
And this was after us being taken all over the place for different types of popcorn, for different types of snacks, for different types of movies. Oh, we need different speakers. Oh, where are we going to have it? It literally took the entire mission until we could have a movie night. It was very important.
And then Shermader acted out a scene for us. She was pretty fun. Shermader's brother, Knight Rider, finally awoken, and he helped us race to Meridian to try to get there before the cat.
But while he was doing that, he actually got captured by the cat. The poor guy just can't catch a break.
Shermader, becoming the Pathfinder, has trained for this moment. To save her brother, to save Meridian, and to make this her home planet. However, becoming the Pathfinder, she can't settle down in one place, and she will travel onward.
Thanks for watching. Maybe you'll watch more. Maybe the video on the left, maybe the video on the right. If you're on a mobile device and you don't see any videos on the screen, it's in the description.